Welcome back.
Hey,
Hello.
Ron's Guitar Lounge, brought to you by the Wisconsinite Podcast. Here with Ron and Amy. How are we doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Better than last week. I'm starting to get better.
You sound better.
Yeah.
Did you play a lot of solitaire when you were sick?
No, not really.
No? Seems like you would.
No, I didn't do a lot of anything when I was sick.
But, well, we're brought to you by Beard Wisconsin. They got hats, hoodies, beanies, t-shirts, beard balm, and beard oil. Use the code WISCO10 for 10% off your purchase at beardwisconsin.com. They're not local here, but shop local with Beard Wisconsin. It's not a corporation. It's just two guys that make beard balm and beard oil. So, thanks for sponsoring the podcast. Well,
What are we going to talk about this week?
I think you know what we're going to talk about first.
The Packers still own the Bears.
10-0 in the last 10 meetings. When the Bears said that they were going to take the North and never give it back, when they've finished last in the division the last 2 years since they said that.
This is a good game.
Kind of. Green Bay held them to 3 field goals, which I didn't think was going to happen. I thought Fields was going to have at least a rushing touchdown. Other than that fumble, Love was damn near perfect. I mean, just the way that, the offense handled everything and the pressure, being a winning end, being the youngest team in the NFL, it was awesome.
My favorite player, Jones, was back at it full strength. He had a huge game.
3 straight 100-yard games.
Yep.
First one since Ahmad Green in 06.
So it's good that he's healthy. It's good that he's back.
And Dallas can't stop the run game, so that'll be interesting.
It'll be a fun game on Sunday.
But the game, it really should have been at least 23-9. Actually more than that. Should have got points before half, but I believe it was Wicks that caught the pass and got hit backwards out of bounds, and they didn't have enough time to get set and clock the ball.
Yeah.
And then Tucker Kraft not getting out of bounds. He caught the ball near the out of bounds line and then cutting infield when you have less than a minute left in the half, when you need to score. I was yelling at the TV. I know I was. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, apparently they don't teach in Green Bay how to catch the ball and get out of bounds. And then he tries to get out of bounds 2 plays later when he caught the ball in the middle of the field and then tried to run out of bounds. That didn't really help us at all. But, I mean, like I said, Love was almost perfect. He had a 84% completion percentage, which is the highest in, I believe it's Packers history in a single game. And Jordan Love has more touchdown passes and passing yards than any Bears quarterback has ever had in a single season in his first year starting.
Yes.
But
Yes, I think we all know that Love is the next franchise quarterback.
Ron, why don't you talk about the Vikings?
And there you go. You started already. So can't you just call them the Vikings?
Yeah, but look what you did. I mean,
Yeah,
you're lucky he hasn't lost his
Well, he
shit.
keeps on sending me videos of Vikings failures and
They pop
stuff
up on
like
my
that.
TikTok and I send them to you.
Well, I don't wanna see them, why do I wanna see them?
Anyways, if you can't
So-
tell, there's cowboy jerseys hung up in place of where there's normally guitars. Thanks much to the friendly neighbor Jamie.
So, you know, that we all knew what was gonna happen, I mean, the Vikings didn't belong in the playoffs in the first place, so. They actually played a decent game, I mean, they stuck with him,
Mullins only got one interception?
two.
Two?
too. Without the 2 interceptions, I think it'd have been a little tighter game, even more, so. I think, I'm gonna go talk about Detroit here a little bit, and their head coach. I think Dan Campbell is a little bit of a head case in a way, because they had 3 injuries that were
Yeah.
kind of.
Yep, and he's gotten a lot of criticism.
The rookie tight end that was a nasty looking
Bend,
play on that knee.
yeah,
And it wasn't because he was hit, it was just like he landed on it that
Yeah.
way, and it wasn't the defensive players that did it to him or anything, but, that St. Brown, I know he had some rib things going on, and there was another player that was, knocked out of the game too, so
I can't remember the third one.
to me, he didn't need to keep playing his players like that. First half, yeah, most of the time, but God, you're in the playoffs. You
They
know,
were trying to get a higher seed.
Yeah, they were
But
trying to
still,
secure the second.
Literally, what was it? It was like 20 teams on Sunday could have made the playoffs. That was the highest in NFL history for the last week of the season.
He's not gonna play for a bye for, he
No.
knew that, so what,
Yeah.
and he left Goff in the whole game. So,
But I don't, I can see both sides of it. I think after coming off of that game where the bad call, when they should have won, or where the eligible receiver or what have you, that whole debacle, I think Dan's like, we're gonna come in and we're gonna play all our
No,
starters.
there's certain situations you can't go in there and say, I'm gonna show you, you know? You gotta be happy with what you got sometimes, and then make sure that you're healthy going into the playoffs. So, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. Vikings, Justin Jefferson, I mean, like, holy crap.
Yeah,
192 yards on the day, he needed 114 or 112 to go over 1,000. Went over 1,000 yards on 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's just unfreaking believable.
mhm.
So hats off to him for being a professional and going out there and not ever giving up and stuff on that.
Wasn't that a lot of the reason why they put Mullins in, is because Mullins was more willing to throw the ball in those tight scenarios to Jefferson?
Yeah, he's a slinger. He doesn't care where
Where it goes.
where it goes type of thing. Yeah.
They said something where Jefferson made the comment like, just put it there, I'll get it, like.
Yeah.
And I think he's proved it, but that's where you get those high interceptions though,
Right.
when you don't have the quarterback experience to see it. But I agree with you, I think the Vikings had a better game overall. But, I mean, they talked about how quiet the Lions stadium got when that rookie was hurt.
Mhm.
Like, it went from deafening,
Was it Laporta?
yeah, Laporta.
Yeah, that's why he's the best
To
receiver on the team.
He's
Well, I know,
breaking all
but
kinds of records. as a rookie,
Ron's
so.
point, when you take an injury like that, I mean, it just stunned and the game was close at that point.
Yeah.
It could have easily, Vikings could have turned it on and, but they didn't.
Congratulations on the Vikings having ended up where they did. I mean, they could have went 5-12 easily.
Yeah.
They got a lot of work to do. They decide what they're gonna do with the quarterbacks, which I'm hoping, I think everybody's hoping that they're gonna sign Cousins back again, and then
They're
Yeah,
gonna have to
keeps
pay
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
they're gonna pay, but he's not this year. I mean, they can work out a deal and let him know that, but they don't have to sign him this year yet.
He's like I talked about last week. It's a lot different now. Rookie contracts are getting signed, extensions are getting signed sooner and sooner and sooner.
Yeah.
And they talked about it last off season. And then with the whole hamstring injury, he was debating on even coming back because he didn't get enough money. So he's gonna get paid this
He's gonna
this
get
off
paid.
season.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to.
I don't know if it'll be this off season. It might be next during the season.
Yeah, but nowadays they don't like signing. They don't like focusing on that crap in the season.
Yeah.
They want to do it when they're training. They don't want to do it when they have to focus on a game plan going into a game. So,
I don't know. You got the number 11 pick overall, so I mean, hopefully you can come up with a decent quarterback at number 11. The one that's not a head case, because there's too many head cases coming up in the draft right away.
well, I didn't watch the national championship, but I heard Penix from Washington had a really good game.
There's talk of the Michigan's quarterback too,
McCarthy,
McCarthy too. I mean,
or no?
yeah, JJ
Is it
McCarthy.
McCarthy?
Yeah,
It was either McCarthy or McNamara, but McNamara left.
there's a lot of similarities when I've watched him play during the season and stuff. I don't know. I think there's a lot of similarities to him and Cousins in a way.
Yeah, but he's a lot like, I don't know. In my opinion, it feels like he's really good in college,
Yeah,
but
I
he
agree with that
won't
also.
develop in the NFL. He'll be a backup. I can't remember his name. He played for LSU. Brought him. Really, they were in the top 5. I know. I can't remember his name. I was just thinking about him today, but he was supposed to go really high, and he dropped into like the 3rd round because he just didn't show what he really could do at the combine and workouts. So I have a feeling that's how that McCarthy's going to work out. But if I were the Vikings, I would try and get that Daniels from LSU, who just won the Heisman, or I would try and get Penix Jr. from Washington.
yeah. I don't know anything about them too.
Penix has had a heck of a couple of years, and he's hardly lost in college and breaking records and winning MVPs of bowl games. He just took Washington to national title game. So, but I feel like they're not going to stay at 11. I feel like they're going to try and move up.
Yeah,
But
I don't know if they can afford to move up. If they want to sign Hunter and whatnot too. They want to do a interior defensive lineman. They possibly want to draft or sign a offensive lineman. Yeah.
one thing I saw, I think it was this weekend, they were talking about Anthony Richardson for the Colts. He got drafted by the Colts this year, and he broke his AC joint or something. I can't remember, but he's been out like the whole year. I saw that Minnesota in the draft last year offered 5 future picks, multiple first-round picks, and Danielle Hunter to the Colts to draft Richardson, and the Colts said no. So that kind of puts in this perspective with Hunter.
I don't think he'll be back.
No, he'll probably go to the Eagles. If Eagles or Cowboys.
Be sad to see him leave, but if it's a money thing and cap space and stuff, you can only do so much. So
And then there are I believe, 7 coaching vacancies, which is insane. That 7 teams are looking for coaches. Probably 8 with Belichick. I doubt he's going to be back in New England. Vrabel got fired from the Titans, so if they do move on from Belichick, I'm sure he'll go to New England. He won 3 Super Bowls there, and he knows the whole scheme on defense. So, but you never know. I mean, even Pete Carroll is no longer the coach in Seattle, which that should have happened a couple years ago.
Should happen a while ago.
So, I think
Did he quit or did he resign or did he?
they came to an agreement that he would no longer be the coach, but he would step into a front office role. So, I mean, he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
So you'd think that coaching would take a toll on him, but yeah,
It's gonna be interesting. How it all plans out, and how the shifts are with change in coaching and players. See where everybody lands next year.
yeah, I can't exactly remember who all. Chargers, Falcons.
Falcons, yeah. Falcons let him go
That night.
that night.
Staley from the Chargers got fired during the season.
Yep.
After the blowout loss from the Raiders. Seattle now. I don't know. I can't remember exactly how many, but
There's been no official word on Belichick yet.
no,
No.
Your mom was asking.
no, but he.
My mom or his mom?
So
Your mom.
Yeah, no, they haven't officially said it.
there was. I got an alert from ESPN yesterday saying that if Kraft was willing to keep Belichick as the head coach, he would give up his GM duties so they could hire a GM. So that kind of makes it sound like they're teetering on whether or not to bring him back next year. But I'm sure that will be within the next few weeks. Where they know? I mean, even Chicago kept Eberflus.
Sorry, the name.
Chicago came on at the end of the season.
He had a really good defense, but with Justin Fields, I wouldn't have a defensive head coach. They fired Getsy, the offensive coordinator, which was a no-brainer. He's been a horrible coach since he left Green Bay because he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers.
In my opinion, it's Chicago. It's more than the coaching staff and the players. It's the office. I mean, they need a complete, in my opinion, overhaul. I mean,
Well, that's how people thought Green Bay was going to be this year.
Soldier Field is a disaster. I mean, it's a great iconic field, but
It's not going to be home of the Bears much longer.
right, and that facility is losing more and more sports franchises, and so I think if Chicago were to find a way to make a big investment into the team with a new stadium, I don't know. I just think
Well, they already bought land. Can't remember how many acres, but it's outside of Chicago.
Yep. Yeah.
They want to build a dome stadium like Minnesota, and then build like a title town type of thing around it, and hotels, and because nobody's gonna want to drive to the game and then drive all the way back to freaking Chicago
Right,
and stay in a
right.
hotel.
Right.
So
And that's just, I mean, from the whole Chicago area, Chicago Fire and the Chicago women's team, it's really an issue in that city for space, for field space, and you have to go outside the city at this point. So, and that's going to bring people there, right? Because nobody wants to go to Soldier. I think nobody wants to go to Soldier Field.
well, they made the rendering of putting a dome on Soldier Field. Like
No.
Build a new stadium.
Yep.
If you're gonna put a dome, it was gonna cost about as much to put a dome on it as it was to build a new stadium.
It's just like that field's been there forever.
Well,
Yeah.
and like I said, it's iconic, and I get it, and it's no different than Lambeau, but Lambeau's in a relatively small
But the thing is though, is that like Lambeau, they have made improvements.
Right, exactly. They've added seating,
Soldier
they've
Field, they have done nothing,
nothing, right,
not a thing
right,
to upgrade anything.
right.
Like,
And I think Chicago has, like Minnesota, like Green Bay, a very strong fan base, but they're not in the stands. They're not at the game. And that's how you bring money to a franchise. And also bringing the competitor, you know.
well, I mean, Minnesota built their stadium and they paid it off in what, 7 years?
Something
Already?
like that, it might even be quicker than that.
But they've had a lot of maintenance on it too. Windows, turf's been replaced 3 times now.
The windows have, yeah,
But I mean, that's general, but to have it
Yeah.
paid off that's huge. But look how much goes on at that facility.
because they had like a 30-year payment on it or whatever, and they paid it off in less
It's
than
the
half.
gambling, the gambling did that.
Yeah. But now none of
You're welcome.
now Minnesota gets all the money.
Yeah.
They're not gonna give it to the state of Minnesota, they're not gonna give it, they're gonna keep it all for themselves.
No, I watched a guy win $1,250 on the E-tabs on Saturday night up in Lake City, so.
Down in Lake City.
Down in Lake City, Lake City, whatever. Same difference.
It's like almost directly south.
South of you.
But Ron, why don't you talk about the Midway?
My turn to talk about Midway?
Yeah, you're talking about the Midway.
Midway tonight has their monthly board draw. $20 a spot. It's going on right now, so there's no more buying spots on that. But I know they're part of the beer Olympics this weekend also. So that's going on with Racing the Bar and the Moon Tavern and
Raisin
Get
Bar,
Go.
Get Go, Midway, and Moon Lake.
Where's
I believe.
Get Go?
Get Go's Turtle Lake. It's all J. Cool's.
Sounds like a fun time too. I won't be around.
You win prizes, I think, and money. Yeah, I think you can win up to $400.
Yeah.
So, like, there's still time to sign up for that. I won't be there.
Even if you're not going out for an event, the Midway Bar is always a good place to go and enjoy the company with local people in town and whatnot. So go up and say hi to Chasen's bartenders. I'll remember always tip your bartenders. They appreciate it. They work hard for you. So
I work really hard for you.
They have to work hard for you.
Yeah.
You're stubborn.
one time someone sees that.
I think everybody's seen it. I'm just the first person to bring it up. But I think, where's Jamie? He should be
Yeah,
here.
he should be here.
Hung
I
out.
don't. There wasn't a for sure deal. So
But if the Cowboys lose this weekend, I think he's gonna have to take all that down.
someone call
Well, keep talking, you know, try to get a hold of him.
I'm gonna throw in a little history. I did playoff history this year.
Yeah.
This week, I mean. So, Green Bay and Dallas both share the most appearances in the playoffs at 35 apiece. Minnesota has 31, the Bears have 27, and Detroit has 17.
Green Bay has also won the last 2 meetings in the playoffs with the Cowboys, and they are undefeated at AT&T Stadium. Which you can't really see it. It's behind my head, but
Big head.
that's the playoff bracket. We made picks ourselves, which I think we should talk about.
We will.
Well, I'll keep the whiteboard here. And it will be updated. And I think we should, well, I should have grabbed the other whiteboard too. We could have wrote down our picks and posted them on the page.
There's room for 3 picks on each thing there. You can write down.
Just put our initials behind whoever we think is gonna win.
Okay.
I have different colored
Just don't
markers at my
touch
house.
that too hard because it might fall down.
It's Jimmy rigged.
We can take it. We can write on it after.
Yep, we can do that.
Now!
Calm down.
No.
So yeah, the first playoff game occurred in 1933. The Patriots have won the most playoff games
Weird.
and own the highest winning percentage.
Weird.
They've got 6 Super Bowls. I hope they had the highest win percentage.
Just putting some stuff.
Because that's what?
You're so negative about my history.
No, I'm just trying to think. That's at least 3 wins per Super Bowl.
Playoff ones.
Yeah. 3 playoff wins per Super Bowl if they didn't make the walk. Yeah, 3. But they weren't always wild cards, so.
Well, they're not in it this year.
No, they're gonna have a new quarterback and a new head coach and,
They're having a rebuilding
Yeah.
time, for sure.
I mean, they're, what, 4th overall pick? 3rd overall pick?
I think it was 4.
Bears, Commanders,
Where'd Carolina fall in
It
that?
might be 3.
Carolina gave,
Oh,
traded
that's
away.
right, that's right, they traded away.
Patriots have to be 3.
It could be 3.
Bears will mess that up though. Like they do every year.
Mm,
Let me move on to your trivia.
You and your trivia, okay? I also did playoff trivia,
No?
so. Okay, listeners, whoever it is listening and watching,
How many?
I have 4.
3.
Yeah.
4 including you.
That could be part of the gallery.
Even though it's like 5 seconds behind.
Which team won the most championships before the Super Bowl era? Oh, we should look.
Yeah, you should probably look.
That says we're supposed to zoom in.
Zoom in. Why?
I don't know. We look fine. It's not Dallas, Beth.
We have 5 viewers now.
Jason's got it.
No, who left?
The Acme Packers.
13 NFL championships.
Yeah, I didn't see a number on
Well, 13 total. So 9. No. 8. Whatever. I
it.
can't
It doesn't
do math.
matter.
I can't math.
Which player has the most Super Bowl MVPs?
So is it obvious?
Yeah, kind
No. I think he's only got 1. 2. Fetterman won 1.
of. Who did you say?
Brady.
It's not Brady, because Brady's only got like 1 or 2 MVPs. Says a lot about the Patriots.
You know who it is?
I do not know who it is.
I don't know either.
You wrote it down.
You wrote it down.
Yeah.
You didn't know who it is, but now
Not
you do.
Joe. Jason said Joe Montana, but that's an incorrect answer.
Steve Young.
Ooh, good guess.
Wrong. Hi, Dan.
Mm.
Dan did some awesome work for me this last week on a charcuterie board
Yeah.
that's going to Decorah, Iowa, Luther College. It's not the Bears. It's not Elway.
Say it.
Darren Anderson's got it right. It
course
is
he
Brady.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I had it right.
Yes, you did.
Ha!
I thought I only had like 2.
Good job, Darren. Did you look it up?
Probably.
Okay, what 2 teams have met each other the most times in the Super Bowl? Looking for 2 teams on this.
49ers one of them.
Nope.
Yeah. Really?
Steelers.
Saints. I don't know.
Saints
No, he says he wasn't, look, he didn't look it
Just-
up.
Throwing names out.
Hey, Jackie,
Doctors.
we're up to 6 viewers.
Oh,
Dash is gone.
yeah, there's gone. He didn't stay long.
What two teams have met each other the most times in the Super Bowl?
No idea.
Dan has one of them right.
Cowboys, isn't it?
The Cowboys is correct for one of them.
Bills.
Wrong.
It's been so long. It was before I was born, so I have no idea who they played. I gotta get a VHS player to watch them.
It's not the Raiders, it's not the Vikings.
I wish Jamie was here.
I know, right? Jamie would know.
Dan has it, the Steelers and the Cowboys.
I said Steelers is one of them, and you said no.
He did.
I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah.
I said Steelers. You're like no,
I think it was just because you answered the question.
bitch.
Be it. Okay, last question. Which two teams have lost the most Super Bowls? I'll let you answer this.
Bills and Vikings.
Wrong.
What?
Who have lost?
Who
Yeah.
have lost the
Bills
most
lost
Super
4.
Bowls?
Vikings lost 4. Who's lost more than 4 Super Bowls?
You have to wait and find out.
You're pulling my
I
chain.
am not pulling your
He
chain.
doesn't have either one, right?
No.
You've got to be kidding me. That's the whole reason why the Vikings are purple.
Here we go again. There's teams that have lost the Super Bowl more than 4 times.
Who?
We gotta wait for it.
Take too long.
It's not Minnesota and Buffalo, Dan.
The Eagles one of them?
Eagles have only been twice.
It's not the Vikings or Browns.
Browns have never been. Well, if it's not the Vikings,
The Bucks ever been?
twice.
Darren has one of them right. The Patriots.
Lost the most Super
Lost
Bowls?
the most Super Bowls.
What? I remember them.
I love what you're doing to him, by the way.
Dan
This is
has the other
fantastic.
one right. The Broncos and New England.
How many has New England lost?
It's
Oh,
like
that makes
5, I think it was.
Brady would have had 9. So
Okay.
that's 3. 4, including against Favre.
I'm just going off
You didn't
what
write
the
the number
internet
down?
said. It was 5. I know it was 5 because it was more than the Vikings. And
What other year did the Patriots go to the Super Bowl?
I don't know, but they've lost it 5 times.
I know, I'm just saying that Brady would have 9 if it wasn't for Big Dick Nick. And then Eli Manning. And then Bledsoe and the Patriots lost to the Packers.
It wasn't always
1986,
Brady. They were in the Super Bowl before Brady was
That's
around.
what I just said, Bledsoe.
1986, 1997, 2002, 2004.
1986 against who?
Chicago.
Oh, yeah, stupid Super Bowl shuffle. Whatever.
Dan says they both lost 5.
So this says 11. That they've been to, the Patriots have been to 11 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
86, 97, 2002, 2004, 5, 8, 12, 15, 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, they lost in 97 to the Packers. They also lost in 07 to the Giants.
So was that fun, huh?
They lost
That was
in
good. That was a good one.
It was kind of hard coming up with that. The interweb is not very friendly. Oh, Jesus.
It's all
Drop
good.
your phone.
That's fine.
It's not very friendly on up-to-date facts, and it's really
You
kind
You
of
really gotta
stupid,
check
so-
the source too.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know that the Bears played the Patriots in 86.
what's really bad is Dan just said this. is Buffalo lost 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Vikings also lost, well, not in a
4 in
row, but 4 Super Bowls that they went to in a row. Cincinnati's also lost 3,
I'm not
I
sure.
think. Can't remember.
I'm just gonna do my last history fact here. Get that done and out of the way. The highest scoring playoff game in history was Arizona 51 and Green Bay 45 in overtime.
Yep.
January 10th, 2010. Both teams combined for over 1,000 yards in total offense.
wow.
Oh yeah, that was the year before they won the Super Bowl.
Rodgers had a
2 Hail
strip
Marys.
sack and they ran it in for the touchdown to win.
Oh yeah, the 2 Hail Marys was like 3 or 4 years later with Jeff Janis. No, I remember that game.
So yeah, that's what I got for trivia and history this week.
I remember a lot of Packers playoff losses.
To come up with something for history for next week. I don't want to keep on doing playoff stuff, but I want to do like an aspect of the playoff history or different things. I'll try to find something different, and I'll lead up to the Super Bowl for the biggest thing.
Alright,
Do you like the highest paid entertainer? Which is difficult, could be, but highest attendance records.
Oh, Dan says you have a nice hat, like.
that's cause you made it. I gave, Jim Dan's information, so.
Well, the Salty Dog custom laser engraving. I mean, I should run up and grab that. I'm gonna go grab that quick. It's just a really
You moving quick?
Yeah, this is his whole dash to the door thing. He did in that poem at Christmas time. Where's your bitch? So I'll ask you since he's not here. What are you doing?
No, this is, Dan made these
Oh,
too.
yeah. I use mine every day, every morning. You love that thing. It's nice to see Ron's finally using it.
Yeah.
Maybe, is this 2 weeks in a row that he's had it now?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta catch my breath.
Maybe we should start running.
So everybody, Dan Hurtis is a local New Richmond guy that does laser engraving on wood products, mugs,
Hats,
hats.
koozies.
Super good guy, super nice work. This charcuterie board is going to Luther College, the Norse up there in Decorah, Iowa, for a silent auction benefit type of thing.
Should I put your name on the back of that?
So this will be heading that way this weekend. Whatnot, I could ask for a nicer job done on it. I mean, look, it looks super cool.
So one of those portable oxygen tanks for him.
So,
You should put your name on the back.
Yeah, you
of
should
it.
put your name on the back, or your business name.
no, I don't want to.
Why?
Why?
Because it won't look nice. I don't have a thing to stamp it with.
At least put
You
a
could have
card
had
with
him, you
it.
could have had him do it.
So, look up Salty Dog on Facebook.
Salty Dog Custom Laser Engraving.
Give him a shout if you want any work done. Dan's your guy.
Dan, I gave your info to Jim at Raising the Bar, so might get more business there too.
So, nice shout out to him.
Which Dan will be making stuff for my wedding party too, so whenever I get around to doing that.
Dan says thank you. So, we better start talking about this playoff bracket here, huh?
You catch your breath yet?
I tell you, after being sick, my it's hard for me to catch my breath after doing things.
You had COVID, I'm sure.
Pneumonia.
So we're gonna talk about, we should start off with obviously the Packers.
Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! This is gonna be a lot closer game than we think, Ron.
No, let's do AFC first.
Let's
Fine.
move over, like,
Why don't I just hold it? You can't even read it.
We don't need to read it. I mean, we can just talk about it. So let's do Steelers Bills first. I know where I'm going with this game. I think Bills have to win this game outright. I mean, I don't think there's any other way of looking at it myself, but
There's no way the Steelers win this game.
I don't think so.
Mason Rudolph at quarterback. He's gonna get another helmet to the head.
jeez.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of an idiot.
80?
I've got the Bills. I mean, they've just been playing really good football.
They've come on strong the
They've
last.
really
last-
found their groove. Allen is playing really good. So yeah, I've got the Bills. Blake,
I already said I have the Bills.
Dan says Josh Allen's overrated and Diggs is a diva.
Well,
Diggs is a
Diggs
diva. Diggs is a diva.
and Allen is over.
He is a little overrated, yeah.
Diggs won't be there after this year. I don't.
Maybe he'll come back to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He hates Minnesota. That's the whole reason why he got traded.
I think
but
Minnesota hates him too, so.
Yeah.
They've also got, the Bills have got Cook too, and
Yeah.
he's solid.
So moving on to the Dolphins and Chiefs. I'm gonna go on a limb and take Miami on this one.
It's not really out on a limb. Chiefs.
Well,
are-
Miami has not played well at the end of the season.
Neither is the Chiefs.
So I'm putting my money on Miami on this. I'm kind of over the Chiefs. I'm tired of hearing about Mahomes and
Kelsey and Swift and
Swift and
Did you see the joke at the Golden Globes?
no.
The other
I don't
night?
watch it.
No, I just saw it on a reel. It was like, the Golden Globes is not like the NFL. We don't pan to Taylor Swift as much during our broadcasts,
Mhm.
so people actually pay attention.
and apparently she didn't like that.
No, she didn't even smile or nothing.
Yeah. So I think we all taking Miami.
Where's it at?
It's at Kansas City.
I'm taking Miami. I'm also rooting for Miami because I'm the same way. I mean, the Chiefs have a great thing going, but the Dolphins, I'd like to see them go on and just knock Mahomes off of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dolphins in the playoffs for a long time, so
Yeah.
I'm ready
They were
for a
last
switch of change
Yeah,
of
but they
pace
didn't
on this.
make it past. They got dropped out at this round, right? No one else.
Browns and Texans.
I'm Browns I want to take the Browns all the way to Super Bowl, but
It won't happen.
Are you saying that because you want them to win, or do you think that they will win?
I think they have a good chance of making it there.
Until they meet the Ravens.
Neither the Brown nor the Texans go beyond the Ravens.
I can see the Texans beating the Ravens. I can't see the Browns beating the Ravens.
I see either team beating them.
The Browns, I like their defense. I like what Flacco's done to put a spark in this team. And so I want to see them do well. I think I'm a true believer that they can beat the Texans.
Actually, if the Texans or Browns win, there's not a high chance of them even facing the Ravens until I missed a spot in there. I'm gonna have to redo that. I missed the championship games.
It's okay. We can break it down to just weekly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to
Yeah,
be the whole
yeah,
thing.
this gives us a good picture.
I think the Texans are gonna beat the living crap out of the Browns, to be honest. CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than Joe Flacco at this point. He doesn't have as many weapons. You know, Flacco's got Cooper, but I think CJ Stroud will do most of it himself, just like he's done all season.
I'm just banking on the Browns defense
Mm-hmm.
to play one hell of a game and for Flacco to manage the offense enough to pull out a win.
I too have the Browns winning.
Eagles, Bucks.
Eagles.
What? Eagles kind of suck right now, so
I'm taking Tampa.
I'm taking Tampa too.
It just once again, the hell's the quarterback?
Who? Baker
Tampa.
Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield. He's dangerous. I mean, he can play like absolute crap, but then the other times he's just dangerous as hell.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not consistent. You don't know which one you're
Right.
gonna get.
That's why he's on his third team.
At least.
And he was pictured with a chew can in his pocket while he was practicing yesterday too, so everybody thinks that Zena's gonna power him through the playoffs.
Dan says the defense can't stop the college team either for the Eagles. So.
Yeah, the Eagles, I don't see them making it out of the wild card.
So yeah, I want that to happen.
Eagles don't really deserve to move on because they haven't really tried that hard. It doesn't seem like the last couple weeks or all season. So
Yeah, I think we've been all over with the Eagles all season.
Yeah.
I get tired of talking about it. So
well, Jalen Hurts is overrated. AJ Brown is really the only threat they have on offense.
yeah,
Their defense carries them, just like Hurts had a hell of a year last year, but the defense is carrying them this year. Honestly, I think it would be awesome to see Stafford go into Detroit
this is an
That's an
interesting
interesting
game.
game.
and kind of shove it in their face that he was literally, moving to a different team away from winning the Super Bowl, which he already did, but now he's actually playing them for the first time. And
This is a teetering game. I mean, obviously I want the Lions to win, but if Stafford went in there and beat them, I'd be happy with that too.
I think it'd be, like I said, awesome if Stafford could give the NFC North kind of a late Christmas present, beating the Lions and knocking them out of the playoffs after, a historic season, after winning the NFC North for the first time ever. But I see the Lions beating LA.
I hope they do because I want to keep the NFC
Their
North
defense,
going. So.
Stafford's not going to be able to get past Detroit's defense.
Detroit's defense isn't that good. Vikings did okay against them.
Did they sit anybody?
No.
No.
Laporta did not participate in Wednesday's practice. I think a lot of that stems on who comes off the IR list for Detroit.
Yeah, but he wasn't put on IR.
He's on the Detroit. He's on the
Yeah.
on the injury report. When I say IR, I say the injury report.
That's not what it means, though.
I know, but
Just like you trying to tell me Jones is on the injured reserve.
there's a
when he wasn't.
report that comes out by every
I
team
know.
every day, and an acronym for it is IR as well. So your terminology versus mine, it's still a valid point to say that he's on a list, an injury list, and he did not participate in practice.
There, IL. Injury list.
Why didn't we just say
It says it's injury reports. Anyway, but I think it'll depend on who's on this report, where they end up come game day.
And now, the game of the week.
But I have the Lions winning, thanks for asking.
Well, you need to speak up. Or forever hold your peace.
I have the Lions winning also.
Yeah. I don't see the Rams really putting up a fight, even though they've been playing pretty well the last couple weeks.
It'll be a close game though, I think it'll be a.
I
close
think
game.
all these games, except for the Bills Steelers game, is gonna be close. In all honesty, Steelers are gonna get trampled. But
So before we go on to that, should we tag raising the bar?
not yet.
I'm just asking. Okay. Alright, the big game, the game that matters.
7 seed versus the 2 seed. The underdogs against the Cowboys. Going into AT&T Stadium as their, 7.5 point underdogs. It's gonna be a lot closer game than what everybody thinks. You shut up over there. You got to talk about the Vikings enough.
I didn't talk about the Vikings much about anything. We talked about drafts and players, so.
But there's people at work that are betting, over $100 on this game.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Which I got asked if I wanted to, and I'm like, I'm not rich. I can't. I haven't worked here for my whole life, so I can't really afford to do that. But there is one thing though, is Aaron Jones, I think, is gonna run all over this defense. They cannot stop the run. They can stop the pass. Love is gonna have a heck of a time against the pass. Against their defense. Because of Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon. This would be a whole different story if they had Diggs.
Hey Bobby, we're talking about the playoffs brackets here. So.
But honestly, Dallas is favored by 7.5. I think it's gonna be 7 points. I think it's gonna come down to the final drive, to be honest. And just like I said last week, that, Green Bay needs to get the ball to start the second half. Statistically, they win more games that way than receiving the ball right away. Which the Bears won the toss on Sunday, and they weirdly received the ball right away. But I think LaFleur's mindset is to pretty much defer everything at this point, so they get a better chance coming out of halftime. But Green Bay needs to score early and often, like they did against Minnesota. If they could get a touchdown over Dallas right away, like Dallas gets the ball right away, 3 and out, if they're lucky, and then get a quick score, everything's gonna shift completely. It's gonna be a whole different ballgame if Dallas doesn't score first. Because if Dallas scores first, I don't really see Green Bay coming back from that. Because Dallas's defense is gonna step up even harder. So, yeah, but I think Jones is gonna have at least 75 yards rushing against this defense. Green Bay needs to play a lot harder zone, but they haven't all year. They have one of the softest zone coverages in the NFL. Amy? Jinx, you owe me a beer.
They're right down there, grab one. I have Dallas. As much as I want the Packers to win, and I think they could,
Bad juju with all these jerseys.
yeah, no. Dallas at home, they're gonna shut it down. They're gonna take the young Green Bay team and just shut them up. As much as I hope and I pray that it's not that and we hold our own, I don't see Green Bay outplaying Dallas at home. I don't. I know Jamie did not pay me to say that.
I think you've seen my statement.
Jamie's statement.
I'm trying to be nice about this because I don't want to start an argument right now. So,
I'm not in a arguing mood.
just,
I'm happy that they even, in all honesty, them even making the playoffs at this point is a win.
Absolutely.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of Packers
absolutely,
fans that are
yeah.
on the same page. I know a lot of them that are on the same page as me, so but I mean, if they get blown out by the Cowboys,
I don't think, they're not gonna get blown out.
no,
No, I'm going 24-17, Dallas.
yeah, by a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't see Dallas winning more.
The only thing that you really have to worry about is if Dallas gets just crazy hot and starts. If Dallas gets up by 2-3 scores, you're done.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna quit, they're gonna keep going. If they get up by 3 scores, you're gonna lose by 20 or better points, no matter what. So I have to go Dallas because it's,
You even got a Dallas flag down here, towel or whatever that is.
yeah, I got that when I was down there for the Vikings game.
I've been down here for a long time.
So yeah, we're gonna see what happens and see whose teams actually make it to the final destination here. I got some risky picks and whatnot, but I just want to see certain teams do better. I want to see the Browns. I definitely want to see the Browns go as far as they can. That's a team that just has not had a great playoff past, you know. I want to see them do well on the AFC side. The Ravens are going to be hard to beat no matter what, but I mean, I want to see the Browns make it out of the first round. And the Dolphins also. I'd like to see that. And I don't care about the Bills game and whatnot. And then the Bucks. And I want the Lions to win. It'd be cool to have the Packers out of the first round too, but I personally, not picking on you or anything, I just don't see them beating the Cowboys in Dallas. So, I mean, with that fan base down there, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
too,
but
so.
Packers fans also travel very well too. I can, Sunday night, or I'm sure tickets didn't go on sale till Monday morning, but I'm sure there was a lot of Packers fans that were buying tickets when they were going on sale on Monday. It's kind of like when Minnesota came into Green Bay. It's different now, it's the playoffs, but like season ticket holders were selling tickets
yeah.
to Vikings fans.
There was a ton of Vikings fans at that game.
88,000 people in there. I've been in that stadium with 88,000 people. It is unfreaking believable.
AT&T?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
and the thing is though, is that Jerry Jones put up a lot of his money for that stadium.
Mhm.
He didn't take a whole lot of public funding. And it was like over $1 billion to build that stadium.
I went into that stadium thinking, oh, the Cowboys fans, they're going to be awful. They're going to be hurtful. They're going to, laugh at me for being a Vikings fan and stuff. But I walking out of that stadium was the best experience for a game I've ever had in my life. So, I would say just a blast down there. So,
Which honestly, I would make a bet on this game, but I just can't do it. I know going up
Dollar?
against, yeah,
Okay.
probably going up against the, my coworkers, I feel like I wouldn't have a chance.
yeah, I mean,
They probably know a lot more than me anyways.
no, keep it fun,
Yeah.
you don't have to spend money to have fun with playoffs.
Well, I don't really know how much exactly that people were betting, but I'm not betting money on.
No, that's radical stuff, fans, and
Could you imagine though if, I mean, I know you're saying they're gonna win, but you have the Lions win, Packers win, and it's a rematch.
Well, the thing is if Green Bay wins, they're going to San Francisco.
How does that, so is it like top
Seventh-
seed to lowest seed?
Yes,
Okay.
so Green Bay wins, they go to San Francisco. The Buccaneers and Lions win, the Buccaneers are going to Detroit. Or, the Rams and the Bucks win, they're going to Tampa. Or, Rams, Eagles win, they're going to Philly. Either way, the Rams aren't playing at home.
Does Green Bay have a chance in hell against the 49ers?
I think they have a lot better chance this year than years past, because Brock Purdy is not Brock Purdy right now.
No, that's
mean-
down the road, but.
I think anybody that faces San Francisco next weekend has a pretty good chance at beating San Francisco. In all honesty. I get that it's in San Fran, they're amazing, but this is a whole different situation.
I thought they were playing well at the end of the season, but
Purdy got benched because he threw 3 picks a couple weeks ago. They put in Darnold. Well, it's the same thing, like, obviously the Steelers are gonna beat the Bills, but if the Bills win, they get a home game. No matter what. And it's probably gonna be Bills Dolphins. If the Bills win. I don't see the Chiefs beating the Dolphins, especially with Tyreek Hill. And Raheem Mostert.
well, anyway, that's our playoff bracket talk for the night. So, what else are we gonna do?
Amy can talk about raising the bar.
You talk about even more.
Yeah, you talk about
We each get one.
You always get the same one.
Yeah.
it.
Got the verbiage match. So yeah, Raising the Bar, sponsor Jim, Bobby, awesome people. They're taking part in the the Beer Olympics, Bar Olympics, whatever it's called. Sorry. We're super nice people, awesome to hang out with. Get a chance, go down, check it out. Check out the food. I know Jim's been putting some new things on the menu, experimenting with some stuff. So they got breakfast now. Did they
We're supposed to start Fridays.
Fridays?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings.
Yeah. So go down, check them out. They have amazing Bloody Marys with candy bacon, phenomenal.
They're also doing a big thing for Super Bowl too. They're doing
Big party.
Super Bowl party.
Yep.
I seen they're advertising their buffalo chicken sandwich today. Bar bingo, tonight was karaoke night again, family karaoke night.
bar bingos tomorrow.
Tomorrow night for the bar bingo, yes.
Karaoke's Wednesdays, bar bingos Thursdays. They usually have something. Well, they didn't on Saturday night. They didn't have karaoke this week, which was the first time in a while that I've been there on a Saturday night and they didn't even have karaoke. But
But anyways, thanks for sponsoring us. Love them down there. If you haven't checked them out, get down there.
We love all our sponsors and we appreciate them. You were gonna shout out voice or something.
yeah, well, it's tomorrow night is the deadline to buy tickets for Breesville supper tickets. I think I have a few left. If anyone watching knows me and wants to buy tickets, I have a few left. I know that there's some that can be grabbed from the fire hall to sell still, but otherwise we will be allowing walk-ins. There's not gonna be a lot for walk-ins, so, but we also have French dip, oysters and French dip. There's plenty of raffle prizes. I have raffle tickets too.
Are you working?
Mhm. I don't know. Last year I was in the kitchen. Year before that I was serving tables, so I'll probably be in the kitchen being a runner again. I ran the oysters back and forth the whole night, so.
Good food, good fundraiser for the fire department.
It's, we have two, well, the open house isn't really a fundraiser, but the oyster supper and the gun show are two fundraisers a year. The oyster supper is our biggest fundraiser. You know, proceeds go to all of our equipment, radios, pretty much anything we use. It's thousands of dollars per firefighter. I think it's a little over $3,000 per firefighter. All the basic gear that we wear, it's about $3,000 per firefighter. So all proceeds help, you know, help us upgrade our gear and keep us.
It's not cheap to run a fire department. It means, and a volunteer fire department too. We gotta support what we need for the town. So fire department is very important, and we need to support it. How much are the tickets?
$20 for the supper tickets. Can't
Yeah,
remember.
we should read off of the raffle stuff too.
So, $20 for a supper ticket until tomorrow night. They do have, Chase has some at the Midway. For raffle tickets, it's $5 each, 3 for 10 and 9 for 20. This year, there's, in the raffle prizes, it's a Milwaukee battery operated chainsaw and blower kit. Ruger American choice of caliber, I believe you get it at True Value. Milwaukee half-inch battery operated drill kit, Milwaukee Cube radio, a Ruger 1022, an 8.5-inch K-Drill ice auger, a Mr. Heater, a $100 Nielsen's gift card, $100 to Auto Experts, the auto shop here on Main Street, $100 BP gift card to CR, $100 cash donated by Eckwall Construction, a $100 gift card to Coons Auto Repair, and a $100 gift card to Next Gen companies. So they're power sports dealers.
Awesome.
So there's 13 total prizes. And like with the rifles and the Milwaukee kits and the ice auger and the Mr. Heater, you can either win that or get in-store credit of equal value at True Value here in Clear Lake. So if you don't want, you win the drill kit, you get equal amount towards True Value. So, which, if I got a drill kit, I wouldn't turn that down because that crap ain't cheap.
No,
But yeah,
that's it. Awesome.
A lot of good stuff.
Since you mentioned somebody on there, I'm gonna shout out Coon Auto. Also, last Friday, took the truck over there. Cody hooked me up with a new set of tires for a truck. Unbelievable. I drive an old rusty Ford truck, 234,000 miles on it.
Very rusty.
Cody Burr mounted up tires for me, balanced them, got them on the truck, took off down the highway with that thing. That thing drives straight as an arrow again. I don't know how, but it was all over the damn road before tires, but put a new set of tires on with Cody over there. The old truck drives like it's new again.
Well,
So-
it also probably needed an alignment.
I haven't done an alignment, it drives straight as an
No,
arrow.
I'm saying before. Probably need an alignment too, but
But just shouting out Kunado, you do a great job for me. I think they do a great job for a lot of people in the community, so thanks Kunado.
which you also run into the coons at the Midway quite often too.
Yep. Jeff and Christie,
Mama coon.
Cody's up there quite often too, so.
But let's move on to your wisdom and opinions.
The part that everybody hangs around for, right?
That's why we didn't say it for the last, so they have to stay the whole episode.
Yeah, exactly, it's the only way we can get them to stay, yeah. Wisdom and opinions. I always start out with wisdom, so that's what we're gonna start with. So be wise, because the world needs more wisdom. If you cannot be wise, pretend to be someone who is, and then just behave like they would. Opinions. A fellow can't keep people from having a bad opinion of him, but he can keep them from being right about it.
I feel like this is because of
Crickets.
last week.
No, not at all. Nope, that wasn't, no pun intended in that one at all. That just, I thought it was nice opinions and whatever, so.
And you're chock full of wisdom.
So,
So-
not all my stuff is gonna be funny all the time. I get a serious side too, so.
You do?
Yeah, sometimes. My funny was this.
Yeah, it is quite a joke.
Did we tell Jamie we're having a bonfire yet? That's the plan, right?
No.
I got a, burn pile that needs to be burned. This would be good.
That's a good
Kinda like-
starter. No, and Jamie hasn't washed any of them, so there's a smell coming off the wall.
You're welcome, Beth. Mom liked them.
But
She just likes you.
thank you guys for tuning in for another week. Appreciate everybody that watches. There are a few people that tune in every week and watch.
We appreciate you.
I'm finding out there's people that actually watch but don't show up on here. So I was actually surprised Cody Burr said he watched. He's watched
A
before.
lot of people watch it, I think, after too.
So
Yeah,
Fast forward through Blake yammering on
I
the
can-
Packers.
understand that.
But yeah,
It's gonna be a fun weekend of football. Next week's podcast, we'll go over everything and
Packers when I'm wearing my jersey.
he has a Packer. Well, we don't have one that would fit him. We make Ron wear one, or we put all Packers jerseys up.
Yeah, I can bring all my Packers jerseys over. I got plenty of them. But
There you go. The flag up.
thanks Beer Wisconsin, Racing the Bar, and the Midway for sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks
doing
for
this.
getting along and not making it uncomfortable tonight. Really appreciate
You
you
know how
too.
hard this was.
But
Thanks everybody for watching.
tune in Saturday too, so I can talk more Packers without him interrupting me.
Are you gonna go outside and smell the air?
It's be cold.
All I smelled
Yes.
out there was cow shit from the dairy farms around here.
You're full of shit anyways. You probably were smelling yourself.
We were doing so well.
But
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Go
Good night.
Pack, go!